But I just wanted to sort of draw the conversation round to the players, because obviously they're going to be feeling this morning. No more so perhaps than Cristiano Ronaldo, who you reminded us that when he came here, sort of said, look, I'm here to win trophies. What's he going to be thinking right now, do you feel?
Yeah, that's a very good question, because I remember our show when we did it, and the excitement around his decision not to go to City and instead to go to United. And he looked to be the icing on the cake, a world-class defender in Varane and the most clinical finisher in world football up front for United, and it looked as though they were going to build on second place last season. So to see them implode the way they have done will be spectacular to us, but to him it'll be even more so, because he said, didn't he, I think to Sky Sports and to all the media as well, I've come to win things. He had a lot to prove, because there were lots of people who felt that at 36 years of age he wouldn't be able to hack it in the Premier League, and he has dug the club out of trouble on a number of occasions. But the problem, as has been articulated by many of the sports writers today, is that he was seen as somebody who in many ways was counterproductive, because for everything he gave you up front, it was as if you were playing with 10 men, because of his inability to track back and do the kind of defensive work that you saw, for example, the front three at Liverpool doing in the win over Arsenal yesterday. You do wonder if he's sitting down now thinking, did I make the right decision? Should I have maybe gone? And that's not being disrespectful to United as a club, but it is maybe putting the spotlight on the decision making at the club, because as we've all said, if you act quickly enough, you have time to turn the season around. Chelsea have shown us that with their decisiveness in recent seasons under Tuchel. I think as far as Ronaldo is concerned, if they are going to put someone in who is going to do a good job, you would imagine, and obviously try his best, but he wouldn't be the kind of elite manager that you could maybe say there's a bit of excitement around the club now. There's someone in place who could maybe give the other teams around the top four something to worry about. If you just wonder whether Ronaldo may be having a little bit of regret.
It's interesting, isn't it, with the Ronaldo situation? I mean, is that exactly what somebody's going to have to do? Is that almost their priority? They come into Manchester United now and they have to manage that situation, because plenty, would say that that's where perhaps this all fell apart for Ollie. The situation with Ronaldo, he came in and it just somehow, the club has kind of looked a little bit disjointed, and that may or may not be, his arrival at fault. But is that what the new manager will need to come in, hit the ground running with Cristiano Ronaldo?
I think so. I think when you've got a player like Cristiano Ronaldo, and I disagree to a certain extent of what Ollie Holt had said, and you read that out. Apart from maybe Jurgen Klopp when Firmino is fit and they play a real high press, I think Chelsea, Thomas Tuchel would take Ronaldo. I think if you look, Lukaku is a similar out-and-out goal scorer. Ronaldo outscored him in Italy when he was there. I think Manchester City, Pep Guardiola would take him. They don't really play a number 9 at the moment, so they would absolutely take him. And I'd be surprised if there's any manager in world football that's looking to come into Manchester United that's thinking, oh no, I'm coming in to manage Cristiano Ronaldo. I think there'll be an air of excitement. And if they can get the best out of him and the best out of the team around him, you've got a fantastic player. And like you said, one of the best goal scorers in world football in the next year and a half, 2 years.
It's funny, we're just getting some news actually from Rob Dorset, one of our reporters. He's got a line in for us at the moment. He said that Cristiano Ronaldo is very keen on the Spanish manager Luis Enrique taking over. You are doing that. What does that mean?
Well, no. The point I mean is that while United have taken this decision to put an interim manager in charge, Ronaldo's very clear about that he would want somebody who has the ability to actually have an impact, somebody who's going to come in and make a statement for the club and maybe try to rescue the season for the club. So, as I said before, he must be a bit concerned about where United will finish this season.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is whoever comes in, the clock is ticking to a transfer window. I mean, is that going to be needed for Manchester United? Is there a player that they need? Do you think actually could bring in somebody, this could gel them all together? Do you see anyone coming?
There is a player they need. They need a defensive midfield player, and that's been spoken about. A Declan Rice, a Calvin Phillips kind of player. Whether it's one of them two, that's the player they need. But if it looks as though an interim manager's coming in, will they get the funds to spend in January? Remains to be seen.